So the fully customizable DualSense controller, Days Gone 2 and 3, Ghost of Tsushima news, and the PlayStation 5 exclusive shooter Concord news. Those are the stories we're going to cover today, and if you could hit that like button on the video, thank you to those that do it, and as always, it's very much appreciated. First, yes or no, have you finished Days Gone or not? We're going to be talking about the game today, but I'm curious how many of you have currently finished the game or not. So comment below, yes or no, if you've finished Days Gone or not. Let me know down in the comments below. Now, diving into the first story of the video, Ghost of Tsushima news. Reading from MP first, while there's no new content inbound for Sucker Punch Productions' samurai action game, that hasn't stopped the studio from releasing patches for it. Today, Ghost of Tsushima Update 2.23, PS5 version 2.023 is now available, and this one targets the Legends multiplayer mode. The only fix mentioned for today's PS4, PS5 patch, PC, by Sucker Punch Productions is it includes updates that target matchmaking reliability. The past few patches have also been released to target matchmaking and even crossplay functionality and sometimes stability. So it's nice to still see patches focused on Ghost of Tsushima Legends, which was one of the most fun multiplayer games I've gotten to play in a long time. Me and my buddies spent over 100 hours on that multiplayer mode when it was out. I can't wait to see what they do with Ghost of Tsushima 2 and its potential Legends mode. And if you're enjoying the video so far, hit that subscribe button and join our growing community on our way to 150,000 subscribers. Now diving into the second story of the video, Days Gone 2 and 3. Reading from Game Pressure, the topic of the continuation of Days Gone is like a boomerang. It comes back and forth from time to time and brings new news thanks to the people involved in the project. John Garvin, the game's scriptwriter, has revealed through X that the plans included not only a sequel, but also a third installment of the trilogy. He stated this over on X. I can't speak for @JakeRocket, but sure, as you all know, I wrote a cliffhanger into the ending of Days Gone with the full intention of there being a trilogy, not just a sequel. It's been almost 3 years since the news of the rejection of the project for the second installment, but some players still haven't lost the remnants of hope that one day it will be developed. Interestingly, Garvin also doesn't completely rule out such a scenario, unlike Ross. Dude, never say never. Management at Sony could have a change of heart and bring me and Jeff Ross back into the fold to do a sequel. I'm not gonna hold my breath, though I gotta say, I had a full outline for the sequel and world map that expanded the game all done. So I personally, of course, would love a sequel to Days Gone, improving on everything from the first game and fleshing out the world and story further, of course. To hear he had a trilogy planned is wild, but I'm not sure if that will ever happen, considering the studio is now working on a new IP. Just to be clear, they're working on a new game, guys, because I still see some people on my own X account talking about Days Gone 2. They're working on a new IP, and if that new IP is a success, which I hope it is, then they'll probably continue down that road and see where that leads them. But again, of course, who knows? Maybe Sony expands Sony Bend and allows for Days Gone 2 development alongside what they're already working on, this new IP. But you guys let me know if you want a Days Gone trilogy or not. Let me know down in the comments below. Now diving into the third story of the video, PS5 exclusive shooter Concord news. The game will have its beta going live this July 12th to the 14th for early access users, so people who pre-order the game for $39.99. There will also be a public beta, no pre-order required, going live July 19th to the 21st, so a week later. All 16 free gunners will be playable during the beta weekend. And the beta will have multiple planets and modes, starting with 4 maps during early access. The 4 maps are Free Water, Water Hazard, Star Chamber, and Shock Risk. A 5th map, Bone Mines on Planet Akar, will be introduced during the open beta weekend. The game will have 3 modes during early access: Trophy Hunt, Cargo Run, and Clash Point, and a new mode, Area Control, will be available during the open beta weekend, focusing on zone control. So I'm curious to finally try this game out. It recently had its previews as well, and I've seen some of them, and there's a lot of positive comments, but obviously I've got to try this out for myself to see how I personally like it, especially considering I'm not a real fan of hero shooters, so I'll see how this works out. And now diving into the final story of the video, the fully customizable Dualsense controller. Reading from PlayStation Lifestyle, a newly published Sony Interactive Entertainment patent reveals an interesting idea for a fully customizable PlayStation controller. Draw your own controller with electric ink. The company has acknowledged that standard off-the-shelf controllers don't work for everyone and has set out to solve that problem. As spotted by Xputer, the patent describes a user-customized controller that comes without any default buttons, allowing players to draw buttons how they see fit using conductive ink. If the patent ever comes to fruition, Sony's custom controller kit would come with special purpose anti-fatigue buttons. As an example, Sony says one such anti-fatigue key will allow players to press a button once and the gaming system will assume that the button is held down. So in other words, if you want to sprint with a simple button press as opposed to holding a stick down, you'll want to use this anti-fatigue key. Computer games typically involve use of an off-the-shelf game controller, which some people may find difficult to manipulate, Sony argues. So this is a pretty wild controller. It's empty from what I understand. You draw on it where your buttons are and you use a normal DualSense controller to let the system know which buttons are which, how this whole thing is set up as a reference. I'm just curious as to how well this works if it ever comes to fruition, obviously, since it's just a patent right now. Considering it's called a flat controller, are people going to enjoy not having actual buttons? It would be interesting to see a real life product of what they're describing here, but you guys let me know if you'd buy the flat controller or not. Let me know down in the comments below. And if you guys did enjoy this video, please hit that like button, as it always helps. To subscribe if you're new. I got new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And now I'll check you guys out on the next one. And welcome back to the after show. This is a part of the video where we have a little fun down in the comments below. If you're old, welcome back. If you're new, welcome. For today's thing, what I want you guys to do is to body, obliterate, destroy, and overall harass the comment section with "Bring on the return of Jin." I'm really excited for Ghost of Tsushima 2. I hope they actually reveal it later this year at the potential showcase that we get later this year, where they reveal the PlayStation 5 Pro, bring on Ghost of Tsushima 2, and just blow the audience away. That's what I'm hoping happens. If you are as well, destroy the comment section with "Bring on the return of Jin," and I'll definitely heart those comments like I always do, because I appreciate everybody who stays to the end of my videos. And now I'll check you guys out on the next one.